I'm sorry. Welcome to Mia Baraka's Facebook Live. I am Cynthia McElroy over North People's Assembly. Today we have a couple announcements, but we also have guests from RWJBarnabas Health, and we're going to talk about some really important healthy, information that we have to provide for our great residents in our city. Today, I'm going to start with just giving a couple of reminders that we have tomorrow, the East Ward Community Meeting, which we're going to have Mayor Baraka and his leadership team out to listen to the community. Please come out and make your voice heard. It's going to be at 6:30 at South Street School. Please come in, come out, and join the conversation. Your voice matters to us. We want to hear, and we want to help how we can move the city forward with helping our residents. Again, South Street School, East Ward meeting at 6:30 p.m. Also, we have our community cleanup in the West Ward this weekend. So we are looking for block associations. We're looking for the community to get involved. So join the cleanup. It is on Saturday and Sunday from 8 to 1. If you're interested, you can visit the City of Newark website. Also, if you want to follow us on social media, you could scan a QR code to register your blog, to register any group, anyone who's interested in volunteering to help keep our community clean, to clean up. You will see more information on the locations. Also, with that being said, then the following week we will be in the East Ward, which is August 9th and 10th. Same thing, if you want to get involved, please visit our City of Newark website. The South Ward will be the following weekend, which is August 16th and 17th. The Central Ward is August 23rd and 24th. So please join our community cleanup, Mayor Baraka's initiative. We're going to be out, cleaning the community, cleaning the corridors. We will have dumpster sites available. So please visit our website for more information. Also, today we do have Occupy the Block. We are visiting our neighborhoods, making sure that we're getting involved, helping the people, providing resources. Occupy the Block today is going to be happening in the East Wall on Global Street between Parkhurst and Thomas Street. So if you're not doing nothing, bring your family and friends out to the East Ward, get all the resources that we have out there that's going on. Tomorrow there will be movie night, which is on Smith Street, South Orange Avenue, which is in the West Ward. And then also on Friday, we do have movie night as well. And it's going to be Stratford Place and Clinton Avenue. These events will take place in the evening starting at 4 o'clock. So please come out. We have so much going on in the community. We want you to get involved. That is the announcements that I have for today. With that being said, we're going to move on with the RWJ Barnabas Health, which we're going to be talking about health food, the hub. Also, they have a harvest farm, and they're going to be coming to Newark. So there's a lot of information they have to provide for you today. Today, we have Barbara Mintz, which is the Senior Vice President of the Social Impact Community Investment. Welcome. And then we have Emilio Panashi, which is the Director and the CEO the founder of Urban Agriculture Incorporated. So with that being said, I'm going to welcome you all. Please share this important information. We're going to start with with Emilio. You want to take us in here and give us some great information.
Thank you so much. And I'll actually kick it over to Barbara just to get started to introduce the project from the RWJ perspective, and then I'll speak a little bit from the community farmer and entrepreneur perspective. So Barbara, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. And I just want to thank you and the mayor's office for inviting us here today. We are really excited about this project. It really is a demonstration. Our Harvest Project is really a demonstration of what our mission and vision is for our communities. We know that healthcare really isn't all about what happens inside the walls of the hospital. It is outside in the community. We want to make sure people aren't coming into our emergency rooms with episodic issues. We want to make sure that they stay healthy and well, both from a physical and individual standpoint, but we want to keep the community itself thriving and healthy. So Harvest actually is a way that we want to introduce to folks the concepts of how you can address food insecurity in areas like Newark, and which has been designated as what they call a food desert. But it really is a problem that affects just about everybody. There's a lot of food insecurity in the state of New Jersey now. And it's not just about going to food pantries and picking up bags of food and going home and hoping that that is going to solve the problem, because we know that is what we need to do in times like our COVID-19 pandemic, or when people have sort of acute issues with food insecurity. But in the long term, you really have to create a food system. We have to fix the one that we have. And we live in the Garden State. And what that means is that we have to make sure that our farmers, we have to hug the farmer, as some of my colleagues have said, because if we don't, then we're not going to be able to bring all of that healthy food into the places and the tables where it is needed the most. And also, from a healthcare perspective, as a healthcare provider myself, I am a clinician, I am a registered dietitian. We know intuitively that food really is medicine. It does help to prevent, treat, and manage lots of chronic diseases that are at the top of the radar now in most of healthcare costs, things like diabetes, heart disease, obesity. All of these things cause tremendous amount of anguish for people and their communities, and not to mention the cost of healthcare in general, which doesn't really help anybody if we don't really go to the root cause of some of these issues. So, you know, being in Newark, actually, I have been in Newark since, well, a very long time. I was in a different industry. I worked for Bambergers. I'm sure a lot of you people in the audience remember Bambergers. So I was a buyer and I was a businesswoman at that time, but needed to do something a little bit more. So changed my careers and went into healthcare and started out at Newark Beth 20 some odd years ago, noticing that there were issues with folks that were above and beyond what they were not getting or getting in terms of healthcare in the hospital. So as a system, we created many programs to address those, what we call social determinants of health, food security being at the top. We feel that is the most closely linked to any healthcare issue that folks may have. So Harvest will be sort of a combination of all the things we need to do in this space. One of them is to work with folks like Emilio, who is an urban farmer, but he also has partnerships with farms all over the state of New Jersey. In the Garden State, he is going to help us bring food in, help aggregate it, and ship it out to the folks that need it the most, individually and in other areas. And we also have a commercial kitchen, which will help the business development of Newark. We can bring in restaurateurs, some entrepreneurs, create added value products. Emilio can tell you a little bit more about that. And then we have a demonstration kitchen where our dietitians will go in and teach people healthy cooking techniques, the importance of eating healthy and making proper choices, and the reasons why it is so important to do that, as it is closely linked to your health and wellness. So again, I just want to say that I'm certainly grateful for Mayor Baraka for pinging us to talk today, because we know that this is a really important project. We want to create these throughout the system itself, but we're starting here in Newark because of our commitment to the city. Emilio.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I want to echo from my standpoint as a local food entrepreneur who's been involved in everything from urban farming to farmers markets, and now distribution from lots of other farmers across the state and our urban farmers here in the city. Thank you again for the city's leadership and partnership on this, and to RWJBarnabas Health and you know, all of the complex budgets and construction and things we've had to go through to make this happen. But it's been definitely a dream of ours as people who have been focused on growing, sourcing, you know, packing, shipping, and moving like healthy New Jersey produce and produce and farm products to this community and to our, you know, greater Newark community for over 10 years now, and several of my colleagues and other organizations even longer than that. We've really needed infrastructure, and so to me, Harvest, the hub that will be on Halsey Street, in a nutshell, it's like the piece of infrastructure that we need. It's a living, breathing community center. It's a place where we can take a lot of the operations we have now, including you know, helping farmers ship their healthy, fresh produce into the city, wash, pack, inspect, redistribute, and also now with this commercial kitchen that we're going to have, really excited about the opportunity to process some small batch, like value added goods. So think about things like pickles and jams and dehydrated fruit and things that, can live on the shelf a little bit longer, and feed us healthy food through the winter times as well. So we're going to be, a year-round operation. It's going to be so cool to see the entrepreneurship side, the small farmers in New Jersey, the family farmers in New Jersey, plugging into that kitchen and also plugging into what the dietitians and the RDs can bring. There's like this real, I'm just so excited to see all this energy in the same space, from medicine to food to business owners.
Right.
The warehouse itself, yeah, that will be operating is, a good half of the facility there. So about 4,000 square feet with a loading dock. We'll be able to bring in produce, fruits, vegetables, flowers, herbs, value added products, even meats and dairy now, because we'll have access to freezers and proper refrigeration, cold chain. People will be in the demo kitchen at the front, learning how to cook and how to incorporate, quick and easy meals that are culturally appropriate into their lives. And that will be true of like everyone from parents with kids in the school district all the way up through college students and older adults that can be served there. So really a wide range of people. And then I'm super excited that the restaurant owners in the Halsey district, but also widely throughout the city, and the caterers and the chefs that we already work with will have a home where they can come to. They can easily get wholesale pricing on some great New Jersey produce and products. They can process some things. They can make some things. They have some storage there. It can really be a bonus, it's kind of like a B2B, business to business service for a lot of entrepreneurs in the community. So all that energy going on. And, this is not to be cliche about it, but this is job creation. This is not just like, okay, we're going to teach somebody to be a farmer, which is important in New Jersey. For those that don't know, we need a lot of young farmers to replace a lot of our farmers who are aging out. And I've personally seen a lot of farmers close their small business due to harsh economic times. But this is also about bringing people from the Newark community into things like food distribution, safety standards, culinary, how to be part of a trucking and logistics operation, and maybe even getting on the medical and healthcare sort of track by getting exposure to the dietitians and what they do. Community health workers that can help people access their a wide range of counseling services, people who specialize in SNAP benefits and how to get families that are eligible for WIC and senior benefits. All of that kind of work can happen here, and it really and I've seen it firsthand, launch like a career path for a lot of young people in our community in a whole different fields, right? So don't just think of it as like I'm the farmer out there growing food in the ground. There's so many things in the food system you can do: branding, marketing, teaching about health and food and nutrition.
Nice.
So yeah, so to us, it's like it's a new home, it's an upgraded home, and it's a place where we're going to come together with the farming community, the business community, and the health community. And I can't wait for people to see it and be part of it.
Yeah, it's also bringing in the education component. I mean, it does take, to me,
that was my question. That's where I was going with it. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, the partnerships themselves to me are key. Like, this is something you couldn't do by yourself. We certainly couldn't do it by ourselves. You can have all the vision in the world, but unless you have the key stakeholders that are in like cross-sector industries, right? You're talking farming, agriculture, which is huge for addressing food insecurity. You need education, because if people don't understand why they need to eat what they eat, then and how it affects their health, then they're not going to be as engaged in making those choices. Obviously, you need the food here so that they can make those choices. And then you have the education component to it. We'd love to be pulling in Rutgers, which is right there. We forgot to mention that it is on Halsey Street in the Haynes building. That's where it will be. It is an 8,000 square foot facility, most of which will be the aggregation, or actually half of it will be the aggregation and the distribution spaces, but we do have these two kitchens. So it really does bring together the whole needed education component as well, and the healthcare component, as well as the food component. So it's kind of a demonstration of what we think you need to address food insecurity at its root cause. But again, nothing can be done without the partnerships, particularly of the folks that we work with and have been working with in Newark. Clinton Hill Community Organization. We have La Casa de Don Pedro, UCC, all of these guys that have been working with us as best as we can through all of the things Newark has gone through over the years. Now that we're all coming together, we're all excited about it. They're going to help us co-create a lot of these programs. It's not something we're going to come in and say, okay, this is what you need to do to fix this. It's like, how can we do this together? You give us your expertise, we'll give you
Community
ours.
involvement.
And
Yes.
we're going to be working, it's going to be a real, again, demonstration of how we love working with our communities, not just coming in and kind of taking over, if you will. It's not that at all. So Emilio and I have been working together for many years in this space, doing one-off projects here, just knowing what the end goal was, but really not being able to get to it as quickly with the pandemic and many other things that come, the ups and downs of what we've been going through over the past couple of years. But now it's finally coming together, and we're really excited about it. Really looking forward to working with all of the stakeholders in the city of Newark.
Thank you. Thank you. All this information is good. I'm sure the residents are excited. I know in Newark, I can say we love the farmers market. So with you guys coming in with the farms and being able to help the community, we're so excited. I heard you mention collaboration. I know we have a couple of students who are into culinary arts. So how do they get involved, right? We have Newark Vocational, I believe is, also the vocational school as well, which is the Donald Payne Tech. They have it. How do students get involved too? Is there opportunity for them to come and get involved?
Absolutely. Anything that has to do with food or food system, sustainability, any of these things. I think Emilio's been working with those folks for years in another capacity. So this will just augment whatever he's already been doing, and then let us step in and add that additional component to it. So there's a million opportunities to work with these schools, elementary schools all the way up, even the colleges and the to your point, like some of the vocational schools and the tech schools as well.
Yeah, it's sort of like the pieces of the puzzle have been in place, but there hasn't been the right place to put them all together. So there's a lot of programs that already happen now and the last few years where, a few different culinary students from a CTE program or an SLE program at one of the schools will work at a local nonprofit or support in different ways. But this facility gives us a chance to really not only level those up, but make them more permanent. And a lot of the work that I'm most proud of that Urban Ag has done and some of our peers is like those youth programs that really get that workforce training and get people into these kinds of careers. And so we can really amplify that at Harvest.
Yeah, and then Emilio did mention too about some of the other services, social services we'll be offering. We have a SNAP program where we have SNAP navigators ourselves embedded in many community organizations. One will be here in Harvest because folks will come in and they'll want to know how to make these healthy choices. From a financial standpoint, we'll help them connect with that. We have a team of community health workers if they have any kinds of issues health-wise that need a connection to either a primary care or a specialist or just about anything we offer. We can do that as well. They will be screening for the social determinants of health, so transportation they can connect them with. All of those things that really affect someone's health besides, what people normally think of, which is the clinical aspects of it. There are 80% of what affects someone's health is not clinical. It's not access to care. It is all these other things we're talking about. So we want to make sure that we take this holistic approach to our community members.
And that's so good. You're hitting a lot of points. I don't think I have a lot of questions to ask because you're touching base on everything. Because that was my next question, right? Someone who don't have insurance or healthcare, how do they get assistance? Or either someone who has SNAP benefits. A lot of people are not sure of the procedure, so explain it, but you hit it right on the head.
We have people that we've hired. We're in partnership with the state DFD, and they help us. We have a team of them, and we have 3 in Essex County, and lots of them are deployed in Newark, so they would be there, and folks and probably actually become a trusted source for folks to go to connect there. We also have them within the hospitals and within community organizations around the city of Newark. So this will be a good way for us to sort of tell folks this is where you can connect with it. I think in the past it was just at the county, and now as a healthcare system, we're giving people that service. It's huge. It makes a huge difference in someone's budget and, in their healthcare and obviously what they're doing, what they're shopping for food.
Right. So I heard you mention that it's gonna be on Halsey Street, and I would imagine Bleecker Street, right? You said it under the Hangs and Cole building. When can we expect this to open? Do we have like dates where we can expect to open up, the center open up? I'm sorry.
We're hoping to finish everything by the end of December and
Mhm.
open up soon after that. You'll be hearing a lot of noise around it as we go forward into the fall. But December
Yeah.
now is the date.
In
So,
Okay.
in the meantime, I would really suggest people follow Urban Ag Co-op. We'll be posting
That's
updates about how
that's
things
a
are
good
going
idea.
there, and also we can already right now let people know about farmers markets, CSA programs, other resources to get
yeah,
healthy produce, SNAP, all those great programs. And then, of course, RWJ Barnabas, as a healthcare entity, like Barbara mentioned, has so many really great community outreach services that I've learned over time just by working closely with them. But there's really a lot. There's people that can really answer questions that can really help, address some of those economic and other barriers for people. So on the side of like, how to deal with a lot of health and social issues, it's not too early just right now to connect with RWJ's existing services. Once we have Harvest online, there will be a community outreach specialist there. There will be
Mhm.
information that you can always get. There will be, like we said, classes. There will be a membership structure, people coming in, but everything's going to be, at a accessible and a affordable cost for everybody, and depending on what you're doing there. And certainly there's a lot of great free services that will continue. So, but in the meantime, it's not too early. You don't have to wait till January. Connect with our organizations, connect with RWJ, connect with Newark Beth if you're near Newark Beth in the South Ward, and follow Urban Ag Co-op for other great healthy food options.
Right. So how do we call? How do we reach out? How do we find this information? Please give us some numbers, some email addresses, some
yeah, I gave
websites
you,
to follow.
yes, I do have Anthony's, he's going to be our hub director, Anthony
Uh-huh.
Capisi. His email is in the chat. Mine is in the chat, so is Emilio. So you can
Can you
start with
just
us.
can you just say it, please?
Sure. So I'm Barbara.mintz@rwjbh.org. Anthony is Anthony.Capece, Capece @rwjbh.org.
Yep.
There is
And
a
my,
couple, and if you go on our RWJ Barnabas Health website, there's a plethora of information on there as well.
And if
That
you want to reach Urban Ag Co-op right now, there's two emails I'll give you. One is mine, urban, URBAN agco, AGCO @gmail.com. And I can give you information about programs and other resources, ways to connect with local food businesses. And if you want to order wholesale food, produce from farms, or food boxes, or you need other support in that area, urban ag market @gmail.com. And my colleague Ursula can share with you like wholesale list, what's available, what prices are, et cetera, et cetera.
That's good. That's good. And then we just need to reiterate how important this farm is going to be to us. Like, can you guys just reiterate how important it is for the communities to take part in this farm? Like, this is amazing information that you guys are giving out.
Well, I can say that it is definitely a great way to bring all of these partners who really are like-minded in many ways, but just have different pieces, as Emilio said, to this giant puzzle. I mean, it takes a village really to address something like food insecurity. And as simple as food seems to many people, it really does solve a lot of big problems. So when you bring folks together, in terms of partnerships, you really can accomplish a lot. So I can't stress enough how this is really the coming together of a lot of people that have been working in this space for years. As a nutrition counselor, I remember working at Newark Beth, looking at all of the issues that people were having around food. And, you could give them a diet prescription and they would never be able to recover from diabetes or any other condition that they had because they didn't have the access to the food. That's where Emilio and his team comes in. They're going to be pulling in this food. And it's not necessarily going to be a retail model there, but he will help set up these, and help sort of stock, if you will, for lack of a better term, these farmers markets that will be around. We have 4 food pharmacies that he is helping to stock, if you will.
Yeah.
So to me, it's going to be a great place for people to also come in and learn. I think the really the epicenter of that space, as much as it is as important to food, is going to be the education, because once people understand how food systems work and how important it is to eat healthfully, as it relates to their health and wellness of themselves and their families and the community. I mean, it is an economic issue when you think about it. I mean, lots of people can't afford it. We don't have access to it in places like Newark. We're going to try to fix it at that level. So that's what Harvest is really all about in my mind. So that would be my one takeaway for folks, to really sort of to understand why it's important to distribute food, bring it in and distribute it to where it's needed the most.
Right.
Yeah.
Emilio, did you want to add to that or no?
My last takeaway is that if you are a food entrepreneur, like maybe you make something in your house, maybe you've attended a farmer's market, maybe you are a restaurateur or a caterer or a chef. If you're in any kind of the food industry at all, you definitely want to check out what Harvest has to offer and how the commercial kitchen and the supply chain that we have can be helpful to you. So definitely plan to reach out to us and then come on down when we're open. And it's like having access to us is like having access to dozens and dozens of farmers and products all at once. And we can help curate that for people. We can really help bring that supply chain into your business and what you do. And now we'll be able to offer space for you to like really develop your products and develop your brand. So for the food entrepreneurs, for the community organizations in the city that do any kind of food pantry work or any kind of distribution, and they're looking for fresher, healthier foods to give to people for their programs or their schools or their preschools, come and talk to us. Don't think about budgets being an issue. Just come to us. Let's talk about the kinds of great wholesale pricing we can get on food, how we can work with farmers to make it accessible, and how we can cross some of those barriers together. But now's the time to put that money back into our local economy, support farmers, and then that food, in turn, that nutritious food also supports us and supports our workforce here in the city, which is Newarkers, Essex County kids. So.
Right. Well, that you guys have gave a lot of information. I think you touch all angles. You're speaking to everybody, the community overall, but you're touching into the entrepreneurs, to the youth, to the seniors, to everyone. Thank you, Emilio. Thank you, Barbara, especially to RWJBarnabas. Thank you all. I'm trying to read some of the comments in the live, and they're basically just saying thank you for RWJBarnabas. You guys are really helpful. Please, community, get involved. We are excited about them coming to Newark with the community farm center to help, to engage, to empower our people, and to be able to, let everyone know this is a program for you, how to get involved. Please reach out to those numbers. Again, just community reminders, please come out to those community meetings. Make sure you're visiting the City of Newark webpage. If you have social media, please, we have all this information. We're going to be posting and sharing more information about the community farm that's coming downtown Newark on Halsey Street. So we want everybody to take advantage. Please, thank you all. Enjoy, have a good night, and be safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, guys.